Hey everyone, Paul Carl here. So, picking up right where we left off in part one, I have. It's a little different. I messed up my recording earlier, so obviously I'm not very good at video editing. But I decided that the layout I was originally using wasn't what I needed because the design elements, once I started moving stuff around and adding things that I wanted and didn't want in the layout, I realized that by removing parts of that layout, it kind of broke the design and it looked kind of ugly and it didn't flow properly. So what I've done instead is I kind of cobbled together stuff from a couple different layouts, things that I like. There's some more things I want to switch out, like I'm going to use a different contact form for the footer, I think, and a lot of this stuff will probably end up getting deleted in the middle. But I wanted to pick up the recording again and get back on track. So the first thing I'm going to do now is, I believe this is the home page. Yeah. So I have some images. I'm going to change the background here. I have some logos to upload and all kinds of fun stuff. So first things first, I want to have like a little section that talks about the features that are in the pricing plans here. So I'm going to have to add one of those. And I'm also I want to have buttons underneath these types of things here. So first I'll show features, and then I think I'll put this will be like the space, what's going on in members icons. Alright, so I'm going to open up all pages. Let's see, I think the about page is the one I'm using just to load in layouts to get pieces that I want from different layouts. And there's one that's really cool from I think it's the online learning one. So what I'm going to do here is, this is load from library. And this is super slow to be recording, so I apologize for that. I like this layout right here of the features. And actually this fact section, I might like that a little better than the one that I have here. Because I think it would be nice to have it a little bit more compact. Anyway, let's get this section. This is what I want right here. I wonder if the home page has a different one. I do like this one too, actually. Those might be exactly the same. Yeah, they are exactly the same. So I'll go with the home page because I think this page might actually have less elements, so it might load a little faster. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the built-in icon thing, hopefully, to find icons to use like there are here, because I like that idea. Here's all the blurbs, so I will save this to library, and I'm going to call this features and benefits. And I don't know why it does that. Damn. Yeah, for some reason when I start typing, sometimes it pulls up the search. There might be a hotkey that I'm accidentally hitting, and I'm going to make it global. So save that to library. Update this, and now right in here the first thing I want to do is pull in that section. Oh damn, I got two of them. Yeah, the first thing. Okay, cool, this is the one that I wanted. Alright, let's update this, take a look, see how the spacing is. I was doing a little bit of editing from the visual editor, but I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but I like doing it from the back end a lot better. So let's get the information in here. This is going to be the benefits. matters. Just change it to benefits. And one of the things I'm going to do, alright, it is default. I want to make sure that I'm stripping all of the not default things. Helps if I can spell. But anything that's customized, I want to return it to default, so that way everything that I change, I can change it from the theme editor and go from there. So I don't know what I'm going to put in the blurb from there, but that button will become book tour. So one of the things I was doing before I screwed up the last video was just trying to think what I want the call to action to be, because I'm still kind of talking to different members and figuring out what made them sign up, what they like the most, what kind of things they don't like. And I haven't found a common theme yet because I haven't talked to enough people to figure out what matters most to our co-working community. So this is just something that I really like that stood out from the current site. It was just, don't just rent a desk, join a community. And I'm going to make this probably all caps. And one of the offers I made was to get a free day pass when you book a tour today. So we currently don't offer that, but I think it would be a great way to get people to come in and see the space and then try it. And if they're a good fit, then hopefully they'll sign up for something. So we got that stuff in place. Let's see if we can come up with some benefits. So one of them will be dedicated desks and hot desks. I think I'll split that up. So we have handmade desks, and that should be capitalized. And Herman Miller chairs. The Herman Millers are literally the nicest chair you can sit on. I have one of the Aerons at home, and those things, they're so nice. All right. So let's see, I think this uses an image. We're going to delete the image and use an icon. So now what looks like a good desk icon? I might have to make some icons. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to make some icons. I'll just use this for now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make some icons. So let's go to one of my favorite tools for this type of work is free flat icons. We'll see if they have anything for desk. There we go, boom. How big should we make these? Let's see what the size of these are. So they're 64 by 64 with a decent amount of padding, maybe like 10 pixels on each side. I do like the aesthetic of that, so we'll stick with that. Let's see, I'll put a square behind it just to get an idea of what it looks like. So if it's 64 by 64, I'm gonna have to resize it myself too. Yeah. Maybe bump the padding up a little bit. All right, and what color should we have the icons? These are the big questions you ask when you do this kind of work. So I made a little cheat sheet here of the different colors from the logo, the light orange, the dark orange, and then I also have a gray that I like, that I think I got from the flat UI color palette. So for here, I'm thinking the dark orange, right? Maybe that's too dark. Let's do light orange for the icon and see what it looks like. Oh, not for the background. Yeah, that's not bad. We'll make it transparent. So I'll call this, this guy has no legs. All right, we'll call this desk icon. The other thing you can do is you can change you can change this. So I'm going to call this one desks. I think because I don't want to use the same icon twice, and there wasn't really other options for them. So what I think I'm going to do is instead of saying hot desks, I'm going to say flexible and dedicated workstations. Is workstations one word? I guess so. So that blurb is going to be a little long. I might cut back on the number here if this is pushing too low, like if it's going too far down. But let's see. I think the next blurb will do like time. So call it flexible hours. Boom. So we got that. We'll need a clock icon. Actually, you know what would be good? I think this text might be custom. No, it's not. It's using the default. All right, cool. So I'm going to call this one access. Make sure I keep this saved. Let's look for a clock. Which one? Clock 2 or clock? The other one's a more solid one, so I'll go with the more solid one. Free coffee, tea, and snacks. We'll do that. I don't want to word it so that it looks like it could possibly be Mania branded everything. So I'm gonna do free snacks, tea, and Coffee Mania coffee. We'll call this one free food. And let's find some coffee. This one for sure. I wish you could just type in your pixels for this. Oh, free Wi-Fi. Obviously, that's the one that we're gonna have to make. Let's use this old standard one. I'll call it a high speed. I don't know our actual speeds. Hopefully I'll find that out and then I can add the specifics on here for people who are interested in that. I do like to use these admin labels because I already know I'm probably going to end up rearranging these and kind of prioritizing what I think is more important. And rather than guessing which blurb is the right one and trying to remember where I moved them all and how that shifts all the others, just taking 2 seconds to label it makes that whole process a lot easier. Let's see. Inclusion in a member directory. I'll look up users. Of course, yeah, user. Let's see. Yeah, just this one. Pretty standard user icon. It sucks that the Divi theme doesn't have a lot of icons built into it. There are a decent number for general stuff, but when you want to get like really niched down, I feel like there's just not enough icons there, and that's where I like to turn to flat icons to fill in the gap. I know that there's icon packs that you can buy, and like plugins you can use to enhance the Divi icon selection, but if I can avoid using a plugin, I avoid it. So let's call this directory icon. We'll go with you. So from my perspective, like I really enjoy doing this kind of work, kind of putting together the puzzle. I imagine it's kind of boring to watch, but my thought is I said I'm going to do this series, so I'll go ahead and do it so people can watch it if they want to. And if they don't want to watch it, you don't have to. But maybe this would give someone who's like maybe a younger person looking into what they want to do for a career, this might be a good way to kind of show you behind the scenes of what someone who makes WordPress websites does. There's another side to it. Like if you're going to actually develop a theme from scratch rather than like customize a theme, that workflow is a lot different than this. So make with this what you will. It does look like this text is like purple though. I might end up having to go and change all of those individually. One of the cool things you could do is duplicate a thing. So if I just had, since these are all just like placeholders essentially, if I was just, let's see. Yep, there's a text color. So I would like this to be the default. I don't know if you can make it default. Is that, no, cancel. You can actually copy and paste styling. So what I'll have to do is when I pick a text color, I'll add it to that and then copy the module style and add it to the rest. All right, so we got the directory, reserve a conference room, reserve the recording booth. I would use the recording booth to do these videos, but it's like dark and hot in there, so it sounds nicer, but it makes me miserable. I actually don't know if I'm going to have a conference room at the new space. Oh, forgot to call it conference room. Alright, so I'm not sure what to search for to find a conference room. Actually, the little calendar might be my best option. Yeah, let's do the calendar. Cool, we'll do this for the recording booth. Oh, look at that, 12 pixels on the first time. First try. forgot that label once again. All right, what's our last benefit going to be? Oh, member-only events would be a good one. The calendar would be good for that. Let's see if they have anything for events. Oh, here we go. This would be good for the conference room. I don't know. This is it. This is the conference room icon. So I'm going to rename that other one to events icon. All right, cool. So we got 8 here. I'm going to have to resize them all. So I'll just call this folder icons. I'm going to drop them in here. So this is a little shot of the old one when I was doing this. Get rid of that. So what do we do? I think it's like automate, batch, action, what is it? Resize. I thought there was a resizing batch option. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's scripts, image processor. This might be it. Yeah, here we go. So to the icon folder. No, we'll create a new folder. Call it resized. Select that one. Nope, we'll keep that. Oh, do we really have to save it as a JPEG? I mean, I guess if it's going to be on a white background, we could just get away with a JPEG, right? All right, Photoshop. Oh. What the hell happened? All right, we'll save it as a JPEG. We'll make it 100. Oh, 12. Yeah. All right. And what we need, I think it was 64 by 64. Let me just double check that. Yep, so 64 by 64. And I think we can just run it and it'll do it automatically. So instead of sitting here and resizing all these images one at a time and having to click stuff, Photoshop is now just automatically doing that, which is super cool. Anytime you can automate something tedious, that's a big win. I just hope they look all right as JPEGs. So let's take a look at the results now that that is done. I mean, they look all right. That's like the actual size. I mean, they have the white background now, but whatever. If this was gonna be like a light gray area, then that would kind of suck. But since it's not, since it's just a white background, we can do JPEG. That's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do here is pick the text color. So I like, where is it? Here we go. Flat UI colors. I like from the American palette, the Dracula Orchard is, that's the color I like for body text. So I'll go ahead and add that in there. Get the default everything. Title text should also be default bold. It's also like a purple, so we'll make that the same color. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the styles and paste it. So if this works the way that I'm expecting it to, when I update this, we should see the all black text, and then what I'll do is I'll go through and add the images. Alright, cool. So yeah, you can see here, oh actually, if I tilt my head right, or my screen right, I can see there's actually a light gray circle, which now I'm kind of liking. I almost wish I did something like that. But what's done is done. Plus it wouldn't work with our JPEGs here. So I'm going to go ahead and open all these in tiny PNG, get them web optimized. Look at that. We just saved 100 kilobytes right there. Just like magic. Oops. Oh no, we're not using the icon. Not anymore. So this was the desk one. I'm going to add this image. Alright. The free food icon. If I had just made the icons, if I planned this out, because usually what I do is I plan it out before I start making stuff, so I kind of know what has to go everywhere, just so I don't have to go back and reopen these fields and like re-upload stuff. But since I'm kind of making this site up as I go along, instead we're going to be doing, we have to come back and do this, because otherwise like changing the text and uploading the icon, it would be ideal to do that all at once. So got the free food. Shit, I did not mean to do that. It's kind of cool that automatically edit all that stuff for me though. Come on, computer. These icons could also be prettier, I think. Like if, I don't know, maybe if I colored in like a two-tone orange, like I use the bright orange and the dark orange, that might make it a little nicer. Oh, let's go. Alright, that's all. Let's take a look at how it turned out. I think I refreshed too early. Oh, nope. The desk one came out a little tiny. I wonder, did I make that the wrong size? Alright, so it is originally 64 by 64. I think it's the extra text, or maybe the I should probably change the title so it doesn't resize that. The text is also making some of this stuff a little like lopsided. Alright, so we have something to adjust here. If this ever loads. Oh, man. Yeah, it's still doing that for some reason. So that's something that we'll just come back to. Put Tor. I'll have to get rid of that shading. There's too much white space here too, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. This seems like a good place to stop this video. Just because I feel like people won't like this. You'll have to let me know. Do you want to see me work in real time, or is it just too boring and there's no value to it? You'll have to tell me, because my gut says nobody cares about any of this. But please let me know in the comments, and if you like this, then I'll keep doing it. If not, I'll stick to other videos.